welcome to the latest episode of PRCA Americas Café Conversations. I am Diana Marszalek. I am the senior reporter with PRovoke Media. Today we're going to have what I assume is going to be a quite lively conversation about talent in Latin America and what our friends in PR agencies are looking at, dealing with the challenges they have there. We have an array of people who I am going to let introduce themselves now. So if we want to go through our virtual room and at least just say hello to get the conversation and who you are and who you're representing, I'd appreciate it. Let's start with Pedro. You're right next to me on my little screen. So
okay, Diana. I'm Pedro Cadina, and I am the CEO of Vianews Latin America, an agency headquartered in São Paulo, Brazil. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys today. Thanks to PRCA Americas for the invitation and to the opportunity to discuss such an important topic like the war for talent in Latin America.
Hi, my name is Carla Mucharraz. I'm the Human Talent Director in Another. I'm based in Mexico City, and I'm in charge also of some countries of LATAM. So thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about a very, very important issue, talent.
Hello, everyone. I'm Adrián Durán. I'm from Ecuador. I'm working as a director of the corporate area in Atrevia, a communication agency based in Spain, but with offices in 15 countries. It's a pleasure to be with you all.
thank you. I'd love to start the conversation with getting some sort of baseline where we're at. So I'm sitting here in the United States, you who are in 3 very different Latin American countries. Here it's all about the talent crunch. Nobody can get talent, you know. That's the ongoing theme here. What are you experiencing where you are? Are you in a similar situation? Please feel free to just jump in as this goes. Adrián, you can start. You're on camera.
If I may, at the global level, I think that we now are seeing this entire environment that work is changing, right? There are roles and there are competencies that are completely changing because of the expectation is changing, right? And we know that it's the market, it is the consumer, it is because of the technology that is creating this disruption, if I may. For example, I think that one of the themes that are emerging that is that this part is we are emerging strongly in a way of globally seeing versus just one region emerge. I think that's one point that we are seeing now in the communication area.
Okay. Next.
Okay. Well, I think what I would say is, first of all, with the pandemic and after the pandemic, we expanded the HR department. Today, we are 4 people working in recruitment, selection, personal development, and benefits. You know, with people working from their homes, our recruiting and selection started to be done by Vianews, by Zoom. And that changed everything. We started doing more interviews, involving more people, and also doing more technical and talent tests in order to make more positive hirings. We also realized it didn't matter where the talent was, whether in Brazil, Mexico, or London. And today, there are 55 people in Vianews working in Mexico, Santiago de Chile, Buenos Aires, London, and obviously in Brazil in places like São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and etc. And that means we had to understand the work cultures of each region. And the PR professionals also want agencies with good reputation and good managers and C-level executives who are concerned with their salaries, consistent career path, leadership best practices, and their employees' health. And it's changed many things in the area of talent recruitment.
Something that you just mentioned, and I will get to you, Carla, so we're not ignoring you, but it's interesting that you said doing these interviews on Zoom. It almost sounds like, I don't want to say more complete, but they are more extensive. I always thought, as the layperson, that doing interview on Zooms and virtually would take something away from the process. But if I'm hearing you correctly, it maybe has added to the process. Is that correct, or no? More extensive?
Yeah, well, it depends. I think you just said the process is more extensive. Not exactly for us, because we already had a huge process. When the first contact is the talent department. After that, our internal client, the person who is requesting the position, and then the director of the area. Okay, so I think anyway, it is on virtual or in physical. It's a very huge and important process. The thing is that you can reach more people virtually, right? Because when you used to schedule them on site, sometimes it's hard to match the agendas. So the good thing is that it's virtually, we can contact more people. So that's maybe a huge process because we have more candidates. So the most important thing in our companies is the talent, right? So we have to give the space to understand, to meet the person, what they are willing to do, their experience, so they can they also in a conference call, they have to understand and know more about our company. It was different because in the past, before the pandemic, you used to invite them to our company and they can see the space, the people, the environment, the culture. Now we have to reflect that on a call. And so it's very interesting, this new process, but I think what it makes higher is that you can contact more people.
So if you can contact more people, and I know that the pandemic has offered some opportunity in that people don't have to live where your office is, right? People can work virtually. So you can contact more people. Why are we having why is this war for talent? Why is there a void of talent? Or at least more competition for talent? There's more people out there and people still need jobs, right? So what's going on? Why is it so hard to find talent to fill these?
I think that what we have is a situation with more talents demand in the industry. Okay, so just to give you a sense of this, the public relations in Brazil grew 24% in 2021. Okay,
24%.
Yeah, 24%. It's a great one. And it's I believe that today we have more than 400 open positions in public relations industry in Brazil. I got this number in an informal survey about the open positions in the main PR agencies in Brazil. So, and at the same time, there was also 10% growth in the value of the employee salaries, okay? And it means a very hot market, and it is why we have more candidates, but we have more position open in the agents. I think that it's a big issue for us. And it's very nice because it means that we have more position, more clients, more the agencies are growing. Okay, but I think that it's the main reason.
And is that sort of a post-pandemic, coming out of the pandemic, a lot of activity and growth? I mean, how does all of this? You know, there was the Great Resignation. People didn't know if they'd make money during the pandemic, and here we are. And now you said you have 24%, 21% of growth last year, which is huge. 24. So, yeah. Is everybody just on fire? Is there just that business? Is there pent up demand? And and how are we getting, the population to keep pace and interest in the industry?
I think that one of the things is that the communicators are much more into other things like digital things. The PR industry is changing, and in a short time, during 2 years, we all pass from these hybrid, virtual meetings, presential meetings to 100% virtually. So that virtualization comes with a change of mind. The PR consultants are more now likely to digital spaces, and this is a huge challenge for communication agencies, because we have to move on along with the consultant, with the needs of people. So it is a challenge that obviously it impacts on economies, on organizations, and especially on workers. And we have to establish these practices that can improve these ways of doing things.
Are you out there in the community, or at least your talent? Do you have to get out there and sort of pound the pavement and let people know, whether it's students or other industries, that PR exists? Are people familiar? Is it a viable career option in people's heads for whether it's students or a lot of people, or do you have to sort of do PR for PR?
I think, well, it's in the top of mind of the people. They knows about PR. I think the challenge or the situation in general in all industries is that after the pandemic, I think that, people are more sensitive about their wellness, their time, their, of course, all of us after the pandemic, we're more aware about how important is our safety, our well-being, our health. So we don't want to be all the time working. Of course, it's very, very important for everybody, but I think we also want to have time with our friends, kids, parents. So working from distance allows you to do that, okay? So I think the challenge is that we have to create talent strategies according to the generation or the kind of people profile of the profile of the kind of people we want in our company. We have to be flexible to understand, maybe they want to live in the beach and working for our company, or maybe they want to live, as Pedro said, in Chile or in other country. But I think that's something good that the pandemic leaves us. But it's very important for all the companies to create these strategies and to be open to our new area. That's something that it's real.
And that could be a huge cultural shift for companies, right? We all sort of grew up on, you go to work 5 days a week, and we all have good companies and good bosses and all of that. But the requests, how far and wide can the requests go? Is it reasonable? Is it feasible what this new generation of employees wants?
I think that the office obviously plays an important role in this building social capital, but it is especially important for people who are early in their career, because they connect, right? And here in Atrevia, for example, we have established a dynamic that has been working quite well. We have this face-to-face interaction that it is important with colleagues and clients, but we have these presential ways that is working as well. This hybrid model has shown us that is working, that is good, that making this exercise can get more results and better results. Actually, nowadays we have more than 450 collaborators all around the world. Like I was saying at the beginning, we are more than 15 offices all around the world. And we are finding that it's not only about the country, it's not only about the city, it's about finding the best practices that can improve, obviously, their results, understanding the people have a life back after the work, and promoting as well a more productive workplace culture.
Just one point here, Diana. You know, I think that it's not we don't need to think about if it's feasible or it make reason, okay? But it is the real situation now. What's happened is in the coming months we will see more and more anywhere office working model. I mean, people want flexibility in time and place to work. People have discovered that they can produce without being in the office, and it's good to spend, to them, it's good to spend more time with their family. And in big cities, for example, people no longer want to spend an hour in the traffic, okay? And the companies and the agents that choose to work in the office all the time will lose talent. And one first question that comes to our HR department is whether the position is a home office or a high model. Okay, so we have to manage this kind of situation, and we need to understand what talents the organization needs and look for these talents in the marketing and according to the conditions of the marketing. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard you mentioned home-based or hybrid, and I have heard that of agencies, and I don't know if this is any of your experiences, but there are agencies that do want people in maybe 2 days a week. And yet they're having a hard time even getting that out of their employees. I don't know if that's something anybody here has experienced.
Yes, we experienced that. We have office, the headquarters are in Mexico City. We are 300 people in Mexico City. And over LATAM, we have another 60 people. So in LATAM, we're still working from home, distance. I mean, we are very used to work in that way. But in Mexico, we used to go to the office every day, okay? So now, during the pandemic, we were working from home, and now we go back to the office, but once a week. It was a huge challenge because people were afraid. People were like maybe living in another place. What we do is they have to go once a week to the office because it's important to be in contact, to be part of a team, to see each other, to talk with our friends, you know. So we're doing that. And of course, we have some cases that they still living out from Mexico City, and we do a deal. We do a deal with them, and they come maybe once a month, but because it's important to be in contact, okay? But we're okay to work from distance. I think it's very important to have a very clear our goals and to work results oriented, and that's the way that we can show it. It's very good to work like this. And what we say is talent is everywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's everywhere, and also talent has no distinction of any kind. I think nowadays we are very open. Most of the companies, I'm happy to see that most of the companies, we are very open to work with every kind of you know, of qualities, abilities, people. So for us, it's very important that it doesn't matter where are you, and the skills and the distinction of the people.
So physically, please go on.
Sorry to interrupt you,
No
Diana.
apologies.
No, I think that this part that you were saying, Carla, is really important. We have to understand that companies are made of people, and people are from all around the world. Here in Atrevia, we have more than 30 people from different countries. For example, I'm in Ecuador, but I'm from Venezuela, but I was born in Venezuela. Here we have other nationalities. So I think that's that main point. What makes or what gives to the companies is this multiculturality that some ideas, some creativity that can improve the result of the companies, right? And in the other hand, you're saying that people from around they can be whether once a week or twice a week, they can go to the office. Then it is important for especially for these people, that this talent that is that are entering new talent. I mean, because they need to understand the culture of the company, and that's really important, because that way you understand what they are saying, what they are doing, what they are expecting of you.
Well,
Is there more competition? Oh, please go on. This is what I
okay,
want.
yeah, that's a good point, Adrian. You know, we are talking via news about the recruitment, and we think that the worst is to recruit without a good process and without being transparent in the communication with the candidates. So people need to know exactly what you said, what they will be doing in the organization, and what is expected of them, mainly in this new generation, okay? Because, you know, they are very, very quickly, and they wanted to change quickly. And, you know, also, we have to make clear what is the culture of the company and the values of the organization. You need to say, look, here, we are going to work with these clients who have such issues and other great things to offer, okay? So recruitment and selection for this new generation and after the pandemic can't be no longer a marketing moment for the organization, you know?
Yes, of course. I think this point of the recruitment and retention, here there is a part really important. It's about involving the staff members that are going to work with this new talent. I mean, we pass from this recruitment process that we have, making the whole process, getting these feedback candidates, etc. And if we don't have this good match between the members of the staff members, and the culture of the company, then we are making we're making it wrong. So it is important to find this talent that is matching with what you're looking for, of obviously the position that you're looking for, but also the culture of the company, and to match with the member staff.
So have you added, changed in terms of retention once people are in? You know, we've talked a lot about recruitment, but once you get people in, how do you get them to stay?
Yeah, it's very important, that thing. I think it's very hard to attract talent. So our challenge is to retain, as you said. So what we do in Another, we have a wellness plan to take care about our employees. And this wellness plan has 3 pillars or 3 sections. One is recreation, the other one is physical and emotional wellness, and the third one is training and development. We think and we believe it's very important to have this balance, because of course we want to learn more things and to develop like soft and hard skills, of course. So in the pillar of development, it's that. But also it's very important to have fun and enjoy what we are doing. So recreation is during working hours, we have many activities to celebrate, to share, to be in contact more with our partners. And in the physical and emotional wellness, it's very important to be in good health, mental or emotional health, and physical health. Okay, I always say, hey, I do exercise not to be fitness. No, I do exercise to be in general well. You know, to feel good, to have energy, to be positive. So that's something we're doing to retain people, to go more go more than work. You know, it's very important to be to take care about the person.
Absolutely. Have you
Um,
had, yes,
Some
I heard a
well,
voice.
we,
Pedro.
we with the pandemic, we understand that it's very hard to engage the people. Obviously, they are uh, they are far one of other. Okay, so what we did is we create some engagement initiatives, like for example, one onboarding program. When we developed this onboarding program together with our leadership team and other people in the agents, and the people goes and interview and chat with different peoples in the agents in the period of 3 months. And we also developed a career plan, individual career plan for each one. And we create some benefits plans. I mean, wellness policies, okay, and feedback practices, and it puts together people in some times of the months to engage them in the actions of the agency.
I think, Pedro, Carla, that one thing important is about retaining talent is these capacitation training sessions, but not only to do this checklist and go, but also thinking that these training sessions are going to give this talent some opportunity to grow, and as they grow, as the company do it as well. So this session must be strategic. I mean, here in Atrevia, we, for example, have these training sessions, 2 or 1, 2 a month. And these kind of sessions are focused on digital marketing, internal communication, digital design. I mean, these kind of sessions or training sessions are going to give the new talent the opportunity not only to grow in the sector, but to grow as a person, as a professional, that maybe in 2 or 3 months or in a year, they're going into other agencies. It doesn't matter. The point is that while they're with us or that while they're with the company, their experiences are growing.
How far and wide does your recruitment go? Do you look for individuals from outside the PR industry at this point?
Yes, it's necessary. There are a lot of vacancies, of course, and the talent is everywhere. Okay, so we can find talent in PR agencies, but we can find talent in within the client, startups. I mean, talent is everywhere. So yeah, it's very, very important to look around all the abilities we're looking for.
In the actual moment of the industry, we think here that we need people that are, communicators. I don't know if this word exists in English, but it means it doesn't matter if the people are journalists or PR or designer or project manager. What is important is what is the people talent, what is its talent, and what I need in my organization in terms of talent. So sometimes a journalist is good for media relation, but sometimes he is terrible for this. Better would be someone from, from arts and entertainment, okay, or someone from marketing. So we are thinking about communicators, okay, and not in PR people, because it's our activity is an activity that has some different things to think about, different areas of knowledge, okay?
I think just to add something that you were saying, here in Ecuador, we have this exercise. We have two journalists they used to work in some newspapers, and now they're doing PR. It is quite interesting because they gave this other side, this other view of things, and that's important because that they gave the opportunity to understand what is the journalist waiting from a PR agency. So it is this kind of things that make better the work that we're doing.
So we're getting close to the end, but I have one more question. What do you see that organizations are doing wrong or incorrectly that is impeding their ability to get talent?
I think, if I may, sorry, Pedro.
No apologies, this is your forum.
Go ahead, Adrián.
Instead of speaking about the mistakes that companies are making, I think I'd rather talk about the things that companies should do, right? Like establishing this structure hiring process, like getting candidates feedback. I think that's really important because it gives you the opportunity to understand what are you doing as a company wrong or right. Making the whole process last longer than necessary. That's an issue because you see this process that lasts like 1 month, 2 months, and it is not necessary. And obviously, like I was saying at the beginning, involving other staff members. That's really important because that's the way you understand that the process worked well or not.
Anybody else want to chime in before we sign off?
Yeah, I just want to say the worst is to recruit without a good process. I said this, okay, and without being transparent in the communication with the candidates. You know, it's the most important thing, I think, in the big picture. You know, when we started to looking for candidates, thinking about their values and their talents instead of their techniques, we could hire more. We could make our hire more effective. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I always say that you can have someone with many hard skills and many, studies and masters. Okay, and if this person doesn't want to do the job, you cannot do anything. So I think it's very important, the attitude, the abilities, the competencies, and of course, all the formal academic. It's very important, but I think it's more important what we're looking for in that position, the competitions, abilities, yeah, and attitude. What it's called, all the culture. Yeah.
Well, you all have your work cut out for you, but sounds like you're on it. And I appreciate you taking the time for this conversation. It was very informative for me and hopefully for all our viewers. And I wish you the best of luck.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Diana.